Eastridge Mindful Moment. This week, it's all about affirmations. It's all about lifting each other up. I wonder, have you ever been struggling with something or had a hard day and somebody came and did something that just made you feel so good? Maybe it was a hug. Maybe it was something they said. Maybe it's something they did for you or something they gave to you. Well, often in our mindful moments, we look at ourselves and how to make ourselves stronger. In today's mindful moment, we want to take some time to think about how we can make somebody else stronger. The story that you might want to read together is here. It's in the chapter of John, and it's the story of Jesus's friend Mary. Now, often in the stories of Jesus, Jesus is the teacher. But in this story, Mary is the teacher. We find Jesus and his friends at a dinner, and they're having a rough week. And Jesus is in trouble with the law, and his friends know that there's trouble coming, and Jesus knows that there's trouble coming. And Mary wants to lift Jesus up, to say, Jesus, I believe in you. You are strong. I have faith in your lessons. And so Mary takes the last thing that she has of any value, some perfume that she's carrying with her, and she washes Jesus's feet. Now, others get upset. They're like, why are you doing that? But Jesus says, no, Mary is teaching us a lesson. She's teaching us how to honor each other, how to lift each other up, how to tell each other that we are important to one another. So that's the lesson that we want to take away today. How can we take some time to honor somebody else, to lift them up, to tell them they are important to us? It's important for our own well-being to remember to tell other people how important they are too. Because when we lift up someone else, we fill our own buckets too. So let's lift up some people today. For this mindful moment, you will want some paper and some markers and some creativity, maybe a pencil. Maybe you want stickers or magazines and glue. You can get really, really creative with this. But let's start with the most basic part of what we're going to do. We are going to make a sign for somebody who's important to you that will help to lift up their spirits. So let's start by writing that person's name on a piece of paper. So you'll see here, I've written the name Alex on this piece of paper, and I've written it in big bubble letters because inside these bubble letters, I'm going to come up with all kinds of positive things to say about Alex. How about, have an amazing day? Now you'll see I haven't written this perfectly. I put it in pencil, and I will write it nicer in marker, but this is going to help me to remember some of my good ideas. How about also, you are enough? Sometimes we need to remember that we're already good enough as we are. We also need to remember that we're loved. So let's add that. I'm going to keep going with the rest of my letters, thinking of things that are positive and lifting up that I think about Alex. And once I've filled those in, I'm going to trace over the letters with some colors to make it look fun. Here is my finished sign for Alex, full of positive words and reminders of why Alex is important to me. You know, there's other ways that you could make this sign. Maybe you don't want to do this much writing. Well, what about pictures? Here's a sign for Maudlin, and I've put pictures of all the things that I think are special about her. Maybe you could come up with pictures about what is special about that person. Or maybe you could find pictures in a magazine and glue them on. Or maybe you have stickers that you could add onto the picture. I have one more option too. What about making a poem? Here I took Eli's name, and then I came up with words that had the letters in his name in it that I think describe him. So generous and loving, curious, empathic, and artistic. There's 3 options. We've got letters filled with positive messages. We've got a sign with pictures of the things you think are special about the person. We've got, this is called an acrostic poem. We've got words about the person using the letters of their name. I wonder if you can come up with another way of creating a sign that encourages someone else. Let's put that time aside this week to remember and lift up someone who's important. And even if that person is not with you, even if you can't hang that sign up for them, just doing the sign and remembering that person and honoring that person and giving the gift of your time to reflect on that person will lift them up and will fill your heart as well as their heart. And maybe when you finish that sign, you can finish it up and wrap it up with a blessing. So putting that sign with you and thinking of that person, let's say our blessing and bless that sign and bless that person. May there be love in your heart to give. May there be joy in your heart to share. And may there be courage in your heart to lift others up. See you, my friends.